What's up, Rooted Collective? Welcome back to Awakened and Rooted, where the veil is thin, the vibes are deep, and the stories will make you question everything. So, if you are into the mystical, the metaphysical, or the downright unexplainable, you are in the right place. Now, tonight's video, I just decided I just wanted to come home and unwind and chill for a bit and just watch some videos with you all, some TikTok videos with you all. And before we begin, I do want to say thank you. I think I am currently at, let's check, I am at 535 subscribers. Thank you all so much. You all are doing the damn thing, and I really appreciate it. So, let's get into it.
So Janet used to play with a Ouija board, and she used to always ask it, when is her mom gonna unalive? Yes. Cousins, I am back with another story time. Let's not waste any more time and let's get into it. Janet hated her mom because her mom was on some illegal substances. Now, whenever Janet mom used to get on these substances, she used to touch Janet in places, let's just say a mom should not touch their daughter. So as Janet is continuing to play with this Ouija board, she kept asking the same question, when is her mom gonna? So the Ouija board said that it was going to be on her birthday. Now fast forward, her birthday came and nothing happened to her mom. So now she's confused, like, what's going on? Why did it lie to me? Although she kept playing with this Ouija board, one thing she was not doing, she was never telling it goodbye. So one day she said that her door just flew open randomly and she felt something on her back so hot that it was burning. She said it felt like something was just scratching her back, giving it the burning sensation, and she felt her head being pushed down. She said this time she did not believe in God. She don't believe it is a God because she felt like if there was a God, why did he allow her to be in this situation with her mother and her family and all of this bad stuff going on? Now, while all this is happening, she's actually laying on the bed, and she said it just felt like something was just pushing her down into the bed. Every time she was trying to pick her head up and lean it up or lean her body forward, it would push her back down. She couldn't talk, she couldn't scream, she couldn't even open her mouth. Along with all of this happening, her arms and her legs are also being pulled in the opposite direction. She said she did not know how to pray. She never did pray, but in that moment, she did yell out when she was able to speak again for Jesus to help her. At that moment, after she did that, everything stopped. So fast forward, Janet ended up going to see a psychic. The psychic told Janet to bring a clear jar and some change. All the change except pennies. So quarters, nickels, and dimes she had to bring along with this jar. She said the psychic then started speaking into the jar. The next thing that happened was Janet threw up a snake that had grass and dirt on it. The psychic told her that someone is doing work in the cemetery on her to unalive her, her daughter, and also her son. Not only that, it's a blockage in her love life, and also it's a blockage on her finances to where she can never keep money or a job. Janet said this has been going on for years, and everyone she came across to try and help her, they was never successful in doing it. So other people was even suggesting her to go to church. She went to church, they couldn't help her either. So now she just like, what is going on? She ended up finding out it is her neighbor that's doing this work to her. This kind of threw Janet in a loop because in her mind, she thought the neighbor and her were friends. They used to, be around each other kids. Janet would go over there and eat her food. She would take her kids over there. They would have play dates. So she didn't think her neighbor would do anything like this to her. Janet believes some of the jealousy stemmed from being that the neighbor had her own podcast going on. Janet's daughter then came out with her own podcast. Now, some type of way, the neighbor got access to Janet's daughter blood. Maybe she fell and scraped herself. I don't know what happened with that. She didn't detail it. But anyway, the neighbor got access to her daughter's blood. So being that the neighbor had her daughter's blood, that's when she started working on her daughter. She got access to do the witchcraft on Janet by her eating the food. So she could have put it in the food. She could have took her saliva from the spoon or the fork and did stuff in the graveyard. She didn't specify exactly what had happened because there's so many ways that you can do this stuff. But the moral of the story is as well, Janet's grandmother also passed away from witchcraft. So after Janet found out that her neighbors did not like her, her kids, or nothing to do with her, but putting on this stunt like they're friends and they're this and they're that and they're not, Janet just could not believe it. To this day, she's still dealing with this because she has not found anyone to help her. So again, y'all, be mindful of your comments because Janet will be in the comments. If you have any stories you want to submit, please make sure you send it to my DM or you can send it to the email that's in my bio. Okay?
So there are so many things to unpack in this video. First of all, if it was Janet, Janet's mom, I think, who they didn't have a good relationship, then that negativity between her and her mother is what kind of brought something into her house. Well, and then also it could have, I don't know if the neighbor thing was like some years later and she had some kids and then she found out the neighbor was doing something to her to pretty much ruin her life, it sounds like, because she didn't like her. And the fact that she can't get anybody to help her, like what was put on her that somebody can't help her to get rid of? Like, what black magic does she have on her and why can't they get it off? And what is this thing about vomiting up a snake with grass and dirt on it? That one was super short, but as soon as it came on, you saw that up down cross, upside down cross. Absolutely not.
All right, quick story time. I need to know if anyone else has stuff like this happen to them. I'm gonna have to edit this a little bit, but anyways, the other day in the middle of the night had this like horrific dream about my kid and my older kid, and she's like almost 7, but she's always like jumping on the couch, and I really don't like it when she does that. And so in my dream, she's like, "Mommy, look," and it's like nighttime. I'm on the couch, and then she's like on the couch jumping, and then all of a sudden she freezes. So I'm like, oh, is she sleepwalking? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm like really confused in my dream. And then she starts levitating off the couch, like in a standing position, and she's starting to scream, "Mommy, mommy, help me." And I'm like, wait, what? And then I realize in my dream that there's a DEMON like holding her, and I can't see it. So I like run over to where she is, and I like grab her, and like her weight falls onto me, and then I start screaming like any prayer that I've ever like learned or heard of, like literally screaming at the top of my lungs while my husband's there like trying to, he's literally just like swinging on the air, like there's nothing, he can't see, we can't see what's there, so he's like swinging on the air, and then I'm like screaming, and then all of a sudden I wake up while I'm screaming, and I'm not screaming in like real time, but, or like when I woke up I was like, it was quiet, pretty sure. But then I wake up and I hear something in the other room where my kids are, so I get really scared, and I wake up my husband, and I'm like, go check on the kids, go check on the kids. And he doesn't like know that I've just had a bad dream. And I asked him, and then I was like waiting for him to come back to bed, but then I just figured that he just slept in their bed or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll just go back to bed. And then I wake up the next day, and he's literally sleeping on the couch, and I asked him, I was like, oh, did you check on the kids? And he was like, I don't know, probably, I don't remember. So now I'm like, oh my god, was I dreaming about something like demonic, DEMON-ic? And I sent my husband to go check, but it like deterred him to the couch. Cause like, why would he go sleep on the couch when he has like their bed or my bed to sleep in, our bed? But yeah, that was a creepy dream that I had. Anybody else have dreams like that?
Why didn't her husband remember whether or not he checked on the kids? And why would he go sleep on the couch instead of coming back to bed? And are we, these are just questions running through my mind. Are we not supposed to say DEMON? Because I say it all the time. Is that like inviting something in? Somebody, please let me know.
I have another spooky story for you guys. I'm super excited about this one because the person who submitted it to me, she does want to stay anonymous, so I won't tag her, but she did let me know that she is a medium. And this story that she's sharing with us is the scariest thing that has ever happened to her. So let's get started. I'm going to read to you her story. I come from a long line of mediums. My great-grandmother was the person people would call to help their loved ones transition while they were passing away. My grandmother was a psychic medium who could read tea leaves. My mother spoke to spirits in her dreams, and I've been able to sense energies as long as I can remember. My grandmother always said I was the most sensitive and powerful medium in our family, and encouraged me to use my gifts to help people. So when I'm not working my 9 to 5 and taking care of my family, that's what I do. Most of the time, what I see and feel is gentle. I've communicated with lost souls, confused spirits, and even passed messages from loved ones to their living relatives. But this story, this is the one that keeps me up at night. The only time I've ever truly feared for my soul and the soul of the people I was trying to help. It all started with a phone call from a woman who I'll call Rachel. She called me asking for help because she was convinced that her house was haunted. She and her husband Tom moved into the house with their 8-year-old daughter Lily just a few months before. Since then, they've been plagued with sleepless nights, cold spots, and a general feeling of being watched. I hear this kind of thing often, but there was something different in her voice. She sounded scared and desperate. I couldn't imagine leaving a nice family like this in distress, so I agreed to meet them at the house to see if I could help. From the outside, the house seemed pretty normal. It was a lovely 3-bedroom colonial on a quiet suburban street. It didn't scream haunted, but the moment I stepped inside, I felt it. There was a weight in the air that felt like walking underwater. When Rachel greeted me at the door, I immediately noticed how tired she looked. Her energy felt heavy, like that of someone who is carrying a high emotional burden. Her husband Tom hovered behind her, but seemed to be avoiding eye contact with me. Their daughter, who I'll call Lily, peeked out from behind the staircase, but kept her distance. I introduced myself and asked Rachel and Tom to explain what they had been experiencing. Tom didn't speak much, but Rachel explained that it all started with Lily saying that she heard knocking sounds coming from below her bedroom floor at night. Rachel and Tom dismissed the noises as just being part of the house, but Lily kept insisting that something was trying to get her. A little while after Lily first mentioned the knocking, she started drawing pictures that concerned her parents. When Rachel brought the drawings to me, I immediately felt a deep sense of dread. All of the drawings were of people without eyes, and some had mouths that were stitched shut. As soon as I touched one of the images to get a better sense of what was behind them, I became nauseous and had to run to the bathroom to avoid getting sick all over the images. I wanted to run out of the house so bad, but I just couldn't leave these people to deal with whatever this was alone. When I returned, Rachel continued describing more experiences. She had seen toys moving in Lily's room and had recently started hearing voices. Lily's behavior was also getting worse. She used to be a sweet, outgoing girl, but now she was having angry outbursts and only wanted to talk to herself in her room while drawing. To get a better sense of what I was dealing with, I told the family that I would walk around the house alone. As soon as I got to Lily's room, I knew I had found the source of the negative energy. That feeling of dread from touching Lily's drawings came rushing through me. I started feeling short of breath and became lightheaded. I had never been so overwhelmed by an entity in my entire life. As soon as I stepped out of the room, I saw Lily standing directly in front of me with a blank stare. I said hi to her and asked where her parents were. She ignored my question. Instead, she said, quote, "He talks to me when mommy and daddy are asleep. He says this is his house. He wants me to stay forever." I asked who he was, but she just started crying and ran off. At this point, I was sure there was a malevolent being in the home, but I would need to do a reading to be sure. I got Rachel and Tom's consent to perform the reading and began the process. As soon as I started saging the home, the banging sound Rachel told me about started. It followed me throughout the house, so I knew it wasn't a coincidence. When I was done, Rachel and Tom joined me at the kitchen table. I poured a ring of salt around us, and we held hands as I opened the door in my mind that separates the physical world from the spiritual. Immediately, I felt it. This was not just a spirit, it was a presence, an angry presence. I saw flashes of a man pacing throughout the house as a woman screamed. Then there was blood, and finally, complete darkness and a feeling like I was falling. Then something whispered in my ear, "She's mine." I snapped out of it and looked toward the kitchen doorway. Lily, who was supposed to be in her room, was there again. Her expression was cold and blank, and she was just staring directly at me. Tom saw her too and asked what she was doing out of her room. Lily didn't even acknowledge her dad. She continued staring at me and said, quote, "He says you can't help." Again, I asked who he is, but she didn't need an answer. Behind her, a tall shadow manifested out of thin air. Lily started screaming, but it wasn't a child's scream. Rachel and Tom, who couldn't even see the shadow, ran right over to Lily and tried to calm her down. Eventually, she did stop screaming. Lily eventually went to take a nap, and while she was napping, I told Rachel and Tom what I had seen and informed them that this type of presence was evil and was attached to their house. He was not going to leave easily and was actively trying to harm their family, so their options were to either banish the presence from the home, which would be incredibly difficult, or to just move. Well, it seemed they were already ahead of me because Rachel and Tom had made arrangements to live somewhere else while they attempted to sell the home. Long story short, I bought the house. I couldn't let another family go through what Rachel, Tom, and Lily did, so I've kept it empty all these years.
Luckily enough, you were well enough off to be able to buy that house to keep somebody else from buying it. And I don't blame the family. I'd be getting the heck up out of there too. She's mine? Absolutely not.
A practicing witch tried this love spell and things got a little weird after that. Spooky story time. A follower that wants to remain anonymous sent me the story and we're going to call it Love Spell. For the sake of this story, we're going to call her Jane. So Jane says that this happened about 2 years ago, and at that time she was very intrigued by spell work, by witchcraft, and she started to practice it a lot. She says that before this specific incident, she had tried practicing a few spells, but nothing crazy ever happened. She did feel the feeling of paranoia, but again, nothing wild happened. So she knows that this is a very bad idea, but one night she's laying in bed, she's scrolling on TikTok, and she sees this creator kind of showing people how to do love spells. Now she says that this specific love spell wasn't anything like obsessive or anything like that. It was more of an endulzamiento, like to sweeten her up, to kind of attract somebody to her. So she does the love spell, and immediately after she goes straight to sleep, because it is suggested to do that right after your spell work, because you're supposed to do it late at night. Now she lived with her parents and she never has had to lock her bedroom door or anything like that. So this specific night, she does the spell work, she goes to sleep. So Jane says that she's asleep, and in the middle of the night, she hears a whisper. Not close to her ear, but she hears a whisper and they're whispering her name. So she's laying on her side, she opens her eyes and she's like, did I imagine that? She grabs her phone, checks the time, and it is 2:27 a.m. So immediately she thinks, oh my God, something happened. My mom's trying to wake me up. She turns around and her bedroom door is wide open. And she says that with it being wide open, you can see directly into the living room. So as she's turning around, she sees that there is a woman standing right at the front door, wearing a white long dress, long black hair, and no shoes, run from the front door into the living room. So one, she's scared. Two, she's confused because how did this door open? She sleeps with the door closed. She says that she's also a very light sleeper, so she can literally hear everything. She didn't move that whole entire night. She has no idea who or what that thing was, and it literally just disappeared. So that next morning, she wakes up, she talks to her mom, and she's like, hey mom, this is what I saw. Was this you? And her mom is like, no honey, I was asleep. So she asks her dad, and she's like, hey, were you or mom up last night? Did y'all do this? And dad was like, no. So she's still unsure of what exactly it was that attracted this apparition, this woman, into her space, but she has a feeling that it had to do with this spell work that she's doing. So she says that she stopped doing spell work, she stopped doing witchcraft because this frightened her, and she wants to know if anyone has ever experienced anything like this in practicing spell work and witchcraft. Thank you so much to Jane for sending me this spooky story. As always, if you guys have any other stories you'd like for me to read, please send them via DM or email, and I'd love to read them. And if you guys like all things spooky, all things scary, and all things paranormal, make sure you follow.
So I wonder if she was new to like practicing witchcraft or not, or something, I meant to say, because the first thing that they kind of say is that you don't do anything that is going to affect somebody else's free will. And that probably backfired. That probably backfired on her.
Is in the bathroom. What the fuck is in there? What the fuck is going on? In the bathroom. I can't fucking breathe properly. What the fuck? Get me out.
Okay, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I was saying that he didn't go behind the door, but he did go behind the door. But I'm wondering if he was like switching his camera around so that if it was somebody in that bathroom with him, they had time to go around him. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that nobody was in his apartment with him. And if that is the case, he needs to break his lease. I feel like that was 24 seconds of my time that I cannot get back. I don't believe a bit of it.
My sister just sent me a picture of something that her home video camera picked up while they were away at a softball game. I need somebody to tell me what this thing is.
Don't know. Maybe it was a dog. Didn't look like a dog. But I'm trying to stay on the positive side of it and say, maybe it was a dog. Looked like that D word that I don't know if I'm supposed to say or not. What kind of friend are you? But luckily enough, your friend knew how to take care of herself. And then she came after you. Good enough.
There's something happening here. I'm in this small town, Indiana, and this isn't something that you've heard about on the news yet. yet. My heart is pounding. And I don't know if you will, and I don't know what I can say. And that's the thing, is I don't know what I can say. But there's something fucking sinister happening. And I talked to a person that lives in this town, and I said, what is going on? Just tell me what's going on, because I've seen some crazy things and I can't make sense of it. And I just know that I can feel it. And he said, it's back. And I said, what do you mean it's? Like, what is it? And he didn't answer. He just stared at me, and I freaked out. I'll admit, I freaked out because I'm just so in fight or flight. And I was like, what is it? What does it look like? Am I gonna see it when I'm out? He looked at me, he took a deep breath, and he said, it's got long brown hair, Disney princess eyes, impeccable style, and she's back. She's back to shake things up.
There's been 5 times in my life where I've seen and dealt with demonic entities. One of those times, I was actually visiting some friends at their house, and they had let us know beforehand and said, hey, our house is haunted, and we believe that there's a demon there. I took this with a grain of salt, went over their house, and was going to hang out for a while, drink, just talk and have a good time. But when I got there, it was actually pretty weird. So they went and they invited us inside, and they told us about the history of the house. And there had actually been a lot of violent history involved with the home. So they believed that a mafia member had previously owned this home, and there was potential buried bodies in their backyard or nearby in one of their neighbors' yards. Then it got even weirder, and they said that they believed that somebody was performing satanic rituals in one of their bedrooms upstairs. Not only were they saying that this was happening, but that their basement was really creepy, and it was extremely hot and smelled like sulfur or rotten eggs, which is one of the telltale signs of a demonic haunting. So really this was all sounding like it was coming from some kind of movie. I went and followed them upstairs to the bedroom to go and look, and it was really bizarre because in the middle of the bedroom there was a actual pentagram circle that looked like it had been done in blood. Then some of their friends went down in the basement to go ahead and check it out, and you could tell when they opened up the door that it was extremely hot, and that there was just something really off-putting about it. They also said that they experienced a lot of footsteps, things flying around, just weird occurrences in the home. But when they opened that basement door, I could tell that they were actually being very serious, and that this thing was real and really there. So it was one of those things. I didn't want to leave, and I just was going to ignore it and wait it out. But we kept drinking, it was getting late, and it got to the point where I had really no choice but to stay and spend the night. By now people were drunk, and they were having a good time, and they were laughing about this supposed demonic entity in their home, and saying that they didn't believe it, and that if it really was there, that it should go and it should make itself known and make a sign. I'm trying to stay calm in the situation, ignore it, and just pretend that it's not there and that it's not existing. But the minute that everyone was provoking it and trying to bring it up, it really let itself known. So there was this tape measure that was sitting on the dining room table, and then it goes flying across the room, and that completely stunned everyone and shut everybody up. So everyone's really freaked out. They don't know what to think or what to do, and they end up just leaving. Well, I've drank too much at this point, and I don't know. I'm used to this kind of stuff, so I'm not totally freaked out like most of the people there were, but it was still really uncomfortable, and I didn't want it to really mess with me or, my friends anymore. But I didn't really have a choice. I had to go ahead and I had to stay the night. So I told this thing, said, I'm used to, I'm not freaked out by you. You know, you don't really scare me. Just go away, leave me alone. Just don't bother me. I don't care. This thing, though, didn't really care and wasn't going to respect my boundaries. So I'm having to go ahead and sleep with my friends in their bedroom. And I know tonight I'm just not going to sleep, so I'm just going to stay awake. And this thing finally goes ahead and shows itself to me. And I'll leave you on that cliffhanger for part 2, because this video is getting really long.
First of all, the video is not really long. It's like 4.5 minutes. I want to know what happened. You don't like part 2s. You have enough time in your video that you could have let us know. Sorry, y'all. I hope y'all can still see me well. I had to turn that overhead light off, making this buzzing noise, and I hope you didn't like hear it really well in the video, but it's making this buzzing noise that's driving me crazy. I have my ring light here. Maybe this is a little bit of mood lighting for the rest of the video.
This will be the scariest thing that you see all week. If you've ever wondered if funeral homes are haunted, I'm getting ready to answer that question for you. Yes. When I watched this video for the first time, it literally gave me chills. I'm going to get out of the way and just roll the footage when I do, and it's a security camera from inside a chapel of a funeral home. It's you can see the chairs sitting around. A security guard is making his rounds. Something caught his attention, either a noise, he's seen something, so you can see him. It's black and white, night vision. You can see him looking around, but what happens next is mind-blowing. Watch this footage. Let me know in the comments what you think it is. I think demon 100%. If you have any evidence you'd like to share, my email's listed in my bio. Check this out.
No, I do not think that that is a demon. I think that that is a green screen. How dare you try to get over on us like that? You know that's a green screen, and that is not some little boy.
I will never stop saying that once you understand heavenly knowledge, your spiritual eyes will be so open that you will not be able to see life the same way. This comment is so true. Before the world was physical, it was spiritual. There is this movie that everyone was talking about in the comments of my last video that went viral when we were talking about the man that set a woman ablaze on the F train in New York, and how something about that situation seemed oddly demonic and ritualistic. Click on the comment above if you want to go watch that video. Also, before we get into the nitty gritty, make sure y'all follow my YouTube. I'm gonna link it above just in case TikTok actually gets banned. Alright guys, so before we were even a thing, there was God and his angels. Remember that this is pre-Adam and Eve, pre our creation. During that time, at some point, Lucifer and a third of the angels of God decided they were going to rebel against God because they felt like they were almighty. Of course, they lost that battle and they were cast out of heaven. This is where the fallen angels come from. The Nephilim, the sirens, everything that you see in the book of Enoch, all of that lore comes from this. Remember that God cast them out without a second glance, okay? They did the ultimate disrespect and they were out, period. Then we came along. We were created in the image of God. And when we did the ultimate disrespect, disobeying him by eating that fruit in the garden, what did God do? He didn't do what he did to the angels, or should I say demons, because remember, Lucifer, those fallen angels, the Nephilim, all of those things create the spiritual realm that we wrestle against every day now. So when we were kicked out, God didn't do us the way he did the fallen angels. Even though Adam and Eve sinned so greatly, God still made sure to send them out with clothes on their back and make provisions for them. He still loved them unconditionally and went on to send his only son to die on the cross for their sins, to give them something called grace, to give us grace. Just think of the demons as that jealous older sibling that gets mad because the youngest literally gets away with murder. And we literally do, y'all, like literally. We sin again and again and again. We disappoint God again and again and again, and he keeps on taking us back. He keeps on loving us. Y'all, this is why they want to destroy us. They want to get it back in blood because they didn't get the same. And it's not until you humanize this and truly understand it, it will start to make more sense to you. This type of stuff has to be taken seriously. Also, while we're on that topic, the possession you see in the scary movies, you know, the exorcism stuff, while that does happen, that is not how demons enter you and start to affect your decisions. I had watched a clip of this movie called Nefarious. I think it's called Nefarious. I never watched the full movie, but this clip really it really explained it. Basically, it was a psychiatrist sitting down with a man that had been possessed by a demon, and it was breaking down the whole heavenly history of it. The world is going to romanticize anything having to do with evil. Oh, it's gonna be a party in hell. No. I'm on demon time. I'm wrestling with demons. Like, they throw this stuff around like it's willy-nilly, and baby, it's not. Demons start to affect your decisions and can even get to a point of controlling you through little pathways. For example, that addiction to corn that you got that you keep enabling, that lust that you're harboring in your heart, those nasty words that keep coming out your mouth even though you know it's wrong, messing around with astrology, Ouija boards, things of that nature. It's the little things that you do that they inch closer and closer. You gotta understand that these demons, they got all the time in the world, baby, because they know what's gonna happen next, and they're gonna take down as many of us as they can before the end because their time is short. And they got tunnel vision, let me tell you. They got focus like you couldn't even imagine. So don't think that they just gonna move on to the next. No, you keep on giving them inches, they're gonna keep on taking miles. Anyway, y'all, I just had to say this because it was too many people in the comments downplaying demonic possession and downplaying the spiritual realm that we wrestle against every day. The Bible is very clear and very serious that we need the armor of God every single day because it is just that deep. Anyway, as always, make sure you like and follow and comment down below what you think.
So I agree with a lot of what she said. We are wrestling with some dark spirits here. I do also know that people sort of practice their spirituality differently. I do not agree with the romanticizing of that D word that I don't know if I'm supposed to say or not. So yeah, I'm straddling the fence, but for the most part, I agree with her. I saw a lot of orbs, and I don't know why people think that they can just move houses and that whatever it is will stay in the old house. It's not the house that's haunted, it's you.
Okay, so I'm recording this for proof because this picture just changed. And no one else here believes me that there's some really weird... What the hell? What is going on here? Alex? Alex, there's somebody by the door. Are you here? Mom? Mom? Where is everybody? What the fuck?
is a message from Kodak. This is not a test. A warning has been issued for all citizens of Madison County, effective until 7 a.m. August 5th. You are urged to stay inside. Lock your doors and keep your windows closed. You may experience some unexplainable physical anomalies. This may include, but is not limited to, objects changing locations, duplicate objects appearing, or pictures changing and trying to blend in with everything else. If you see what you believe to be a distorted human being or flawed impersonator, stay away from it. Do not move. Stay inside and hide quickly.
They told you not to go outside. And you went outside and you got. This one was good. I think it must be like a short movie or something. But this one was done well.
In June of 2024, a group of ghost hunters begin exploring Old Liberty High in Ohio when they begin to hear gunshots. Now Jake and his friend were the only two on the property at the time. However, they're on opposite ends of the building, so they call out for each other. And after finding a safe place, they call the police. But that's where this gets even stranger, because this school is said to be haunted, and the police end up with their own encounter. Take a look.
And at the Old Liberty High School, there's shots fired. Please come here quick. Boy, stick it.
Thank you all.
Yep.
We go over here.
You guys armed at all?
No, we have nothing.
Are you the callers?
Yes, yeah, we are.
So what happened?
Well, we're
back here.
We're in here filming a ghost video of all things, and I was kind of standing down here in the cellar, and it sounded like it had to have been like in this parking lot, just like 7 shots. So I ran up to him where he was up in the gymnasium, and we just heard like rattling on the door, and that's when we were like, yeah, we should probably call. The gunshots were all here. The rattling on the door and the footsteps were in the gymnasium, which is right over here.
Sheriff's Office, if you're in here, make yourself known.
Now it should be noted that all of Jake's equipment is still recording inside, as they were in a hurry to leave. And as the police move in to clear the building, this happens.
I heard something, and then I literally saw something. I saw it. There's nobody in there, but there's something in there.
Are you serious? For real?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? What?
Let me just.
For real?
So right there on the second floor.
Yes.
We were looking this way. I heard pitter patter, like that, along that. What would that be? The east wall.
Yeah.
And then he hears it at the end of the hallway. And as I'm taking my light down, I see something go like dark across.
Are you guys dead ass?
Swear.
Do you have
and
body
we were
cam?
like, no. But we were talking about you guys. We were like, let's just black out for a second. So we went completely black in there, and all of a sudden we heard movement behind us, and we just ran.
For real?
Because there's nobody in there.
Okay. Dude.
No, watch this stuff on YouTube.
Do
so
you
like
guys?
the Estes method and all that stuff.
Dude, that's what we do. We have a channel.
Yeah.
We have a channel. Yeah.
What channel are you guys?
Spirit Stalkers.
Spirit Stalkers.
Yep.
I'll watch it. I've never seen anything like that before. No. That's actually scared me. Good luck.
Damn. All right. Well. Great.
So if you guys need anything else or hear anything else,
yeah.
Preferably if it's a human being, let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
Now Jake and his partner quickly gather their equipment and get out of there. But after posting this, someone had commented that her husband was one of the deputies that night, and that he still talks about this night because of how creeped out he was. I recommend watching the full thing over on their channel. I'll tag it below. But let me know what you think.
I need to find their channel on YouTube. Did they say Spirit Stalkers? I forgot that fast, but I'll look back at this because I think I need to see that whole investigation.
TikTok, I need your help on figuring out what this is. I saw something on camera and I can't explain what I saw, so I'm just gonna have to show you. For reference, this was my mom's Ring camera. What you see on video was not detected by the motion sensor. She found it while she was going through each frame from last night. Okay, watch. Right there. Wait, I'm gonna zoom in. Right there. Okay, keep watching. It has a shadow, so it's physical. What is that? Keep watching. Keep watching. It appears and disappears. Look at this. This is a screenshot of something that appeared in front of my mom's porch. That does not look like a bug or a frog. That's not anything in front of the lens of the camera. It has a shadow. It casts a shadow. To me, it looks like that's a leg, that's an arm, that's an arm, that's a head, and this maybe clothing? A tail? What is that? There's the shadow. What is that? It appeared and it disappeared. It didn't walk. It didn't fly. It is frozen in place and then it disappears. So then what I did was I uploaded the video and the photo to ChatGPT, and I asked it what it thinks this is. And here's what it said. Summary: Ring camera anomaly, analysis and conclusion. You shared a Ring video showing a small human-like figure that appears suddenly without entering from any side, is frozen mid-motion, upright in a walking stance, casts a clear shadow on the concrete, confirming it was grounded and not near the lens, vanishes within seconds with no visible movement or exit from the frame, shows no signs of flapping, hopping, or glitching, and isn't transparent. You also noted your Ring regularly picks up bugs and frogs, and this looked and behaved completely differently. It was solid and eerie. After analysis, I concluded this was not a bug. Wrong shape, too far from the lens, casts a shadow, a frog, no hopping or movement, upright posture, shadow too tall. A lens artifact or glitch, solid form, casts a shadow, too grounded, a ghost. In the traditional sense, no ethereal transparency or historical spirit cues. What it most closely matches. The behavior of the figure aligns most closely with reports of a brief interdimensional appearance, a phenomenon observed in cases where something from a different realm, dimension, or reality momentarily intersects with ours. These sightings often involve sudden appearance without entry, a still mid-movement posture, a complete disappearance with no exit, a visible form that defies typical motion detection or camera logic. Why this theory fits. It had a solid presence confirmed by the shadow. It didn't move like a physical animal or person. It didn't follow natural rules of entry or exit. The stillness suggests it was out of sync with time or briefly crossing through. These types of phenomena are often caught by cameras, not human eyes, due to differences in frequency and perceptual filtering. Final conclusion. I believe this was not a physical creature, but a rare instance of dimensional overlap, an entity or form from another realm that appeared briefly in our space. Your Ring camera caught it because it was looking without bias and because the conditions aligned just enough to reveal something we normally don't see. This doesn't suggest danger, only that reality might be much more layered than we're taught to believe. I need you guys to go back to this video and rewatch it and tell me that this isn't crazy, because I can't stop thinking about it.
It does look like a human type figure with like this strange outfit on, because you can clearly see like head, arms, and legs, but it looks like it has this coat that kind of swoops down to the side so you can't see that other leg. I don't know how to explain that.
My partner stepped out with the dog for one last walk at that night, and I was the only one left in the house at this point. I grabbed my phone as quick as I could and actually captured the noises. There was a couple different noises that were heard. It played that noise twice, and then laughter style, which you'll hear later, and then it also played like a very loud shrieking noise of a girl screaming. So I don't know, it came from the basement. It was just mind-numbingly loud. So I did what any composed man would do. I grabbed a knife and gave it a good 5 minutes and went down and looked around. So at this point I noticed everything was normal, and there's a couple of rooms down there I didn't really care to look in, so I just marked the doors with pillows so I could go back and see if anything had moved the next day from my video I was taking. And at this point in time we determined just to get out of the house, take the dog with us, and
Come on, Jesse. Up.
Get out
Come
of
on.
there because there's just too many unexplained things.
Come on. Up. Let's go. Come on. Up.
Go. She had to come back the next day first thing, so I said, as soon as you get there, check for the ball at the door and then take pictures of the pillows downstairs. And this is what she sent me. Well, this is the original. This is what she sent me. Normal. Video. Next day. So at this point I realized, okay, someone's in the house. Get the hell out of there. And I went over there and put 2 cameras in there. One in the bonus room and one on the main floor, which captured everything. It was the weirdest thing. The dog just went up and down all day and just stared into a room and just whimpering back and forth. We're not going to pretend like the decor up there is normal by any means. And then the camera did the weirdest thing. It just went blank. So she went back to check that night, and finally we captured the laughter on the cameras. Her motion had set it off and saved the clips. And to this very day, we cannot explain what happened that day. Everything's been disconnected electronically in the house.
Y'all need to move, because what was that?
Lennon! Where are you, Lennon? Lennon! Ah! Hello? Lennon! I'm gonna find you, Lennon. Gonna find you.
First of all, don't scare the baby like that. Where'd that hello come from?
Hi, honey.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
We're just watching.
Baba, what's wrong with Baba?
What's up, Baba?
Baba, what happened?
Baby,
Bubba, what happened in there? Huh? What happened? Why'd you run out here like that? What was in there? Was there something in your room?
What's wrong with Baba?
Bubba, was there something in your room? What's in there?
A creeping dog.
What?
Creepy dog. What the fuck is you talking about? Come on. Let's chat.
Stay there.
Stay there. Stay there. Everybody stay there. What is he talking about? Creepy dog. Baby, it smells bad.
Dude,
What the fuck he did?
Oh my god, baby, it's stinky. Dude, what is that?
What the fuck is it?
What the fuck?
That's what it is. That's what it is, honey. Who the fuck put that there?
Dude.
Can we first talk about why there's a chair sitting in there with 666 on it? Before we talk about that doll that was clearly placed in that closet and locked in there. Y'all know my history with magical poltergeists. I have a hard time believing the videos that they put out.
Somebody over there.
Over where?
Right there.
Hey! What are you doing over there? Where did it go? Where did it go, Carly?
Why, in the first place, would you go investigate it? What, in the second place, the hell was that? It looked like a naked woman with black hair and gray skin. I would not be going into the woods to investigate that.
But what you looking at is a quiet neighborhood in Memphis for right now. I'm gonna walk around here, y'all. Since I got y'all on live, if something happened to me, let me know y'all up in here. So if something happened to me, y'all can't say, well, we was on the live and saw what happened to. I'm going around the house, y'all. All right, this is where I've been hearing my bedroom window. It's right there. Oh, Lord, y'all, here comes somebody. We gotta pause it. Here comes somebody. All right, they passed. Okay. I'm pushing my light there, y'all. That's where something jumps off of my house and over my fence. And I'm right there at the window. I can hear it so good. My camera will start making some kind of noise, you know, like it's messing with the electricity or something when it happens. Let me know if y'all see something. I'm trying. I don't want to mess with the neighbors.
I didn't see anything. I don't know what she was talking about because I didn't see anything. It was so dark where she was pointing her camera. So I don't know. I don't think I didn't see anything. Fearsome frenzy. I don't know that was real, but it was very creepy, but I liked her little song.
So I had something happen to me that literally hasn't happened before. It gives me chills just thinking about it. I noticed that the horses were a bit spooky coming in, and So anyways, I noticed the horses were a bit spooky coming in. So I just thought, oh, it's, you know, the weather coming in, whatever. But then I was standing in the barn aisle and I noticed one of the horses was really starting to freak out. So I started to get a really weird feeling. And I swear to God, I heard somebody whisper, Whitney, right in my motherfucking ear. That's my name. Okay, and ever since I started this, recording this, I've been hearing some weird shit around me. So as soon as I end this, I'm out of here. Cause it's all I can handle for tonight. I can't handle no more.
What? It just ended like that. I don't know what she was recording. Maybe she was just telling her story about something whispering in her ear. But why would you stay in there and record if you heard something in your ear? So that is where we're going to leave it for now. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. And until next time, may the unseen stay the unseen.